What up, peeps? It's your girl, Dosh, Connecting Your Takes. Well, it's that time, guys. It's reaction time, and this is to the TV series titled The Madness. Now, I'm excited because it stars Muncie Domingo. I'm a fan of some of his work. I loved him when he did the Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Sola. I know he did the musical for The Color Purple, also the remake of Candyman, just to name a few. His body of work is just, and knowing that I've been hearing from a couple of friends for me to check this out. I wanted to say this because I really would like to react to this actual series. So, with that being said, this first episode is just a pilot episode, does not have a title. So, with that said, we truly are going in blinded. So, I look forward to seeing this and see how it progresses through. I think it's about, I think maybe 8 episodes. I could be wrong. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll share some of my thoughts after you guys.
How long has it been?
2 years.
That long, huh?
And now you're hosting a show.
Guest hosting. Donna's away on vacation, and they're giving me
Thank
a
you.
run at it. So how's the nonprofit world?
No, it's still tilting away. But if you miss it, we're doing a fundraiser tomorrow if you want to come by.
I gotta get back down to Philly tonight. Maybe next time. Anyway, I just thought I'd stop by and speak to Dee since you've been asking. Is he inside? What's she doing good these days?
Yeah, she's great.
Good. Love you.
Love you too.
Be good.
You look familiar. You on TV?
Sometimes.
Wait, CNN?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You got opinions.
Yeah, well, that's what they pay us for.
Well, damn. If you need anything, just knock. I'm pretty well stocked up, so.
I appreciate that.
Okay, then.
Okay, then.
Have a good one.
You too. Hello? It's Muncie. Hello? Fuck that.
God. Oh my God.
Fuck me.
Check the reg over there.
Oh, she even left that.
So, what's going on?
We find out who owns this place?
Remember the Bozeman is selling about 5 years ago?
Huh.
Just like I thought. They cleaned it up. Got to cover their tracks.
These guys must have come back over here after they chased me and cleaned it all up. And there was a little hacksaw right there. I saw a saw.
You saw a saw.
You need
Think I'm
stutter?
making this up?
You took off running. You said that the assailants chased you.
Yeah.
And then you hid in the swamp.
Yeah.
Did you get a good look at him?
No.
Somebody missing a watch? Looks like a band for a G-Shock. Type of shit my brother-in-law wears to make himself feel tough. Truck's on a 3-month lease from a dealership in Bridgewater. Leased to a Dick Silk.
Oh, that's gotta be fake. Sounds like a porn name.
You got a jealous wife?
You got a tracker down the rear wall. You fucking kidding.
Someone loves you a bit too much.
Can you turn it off? Fuck.
Alrighty.
That wasn't like that. He had that turn. Oh,
Mount Poconos police say they're still looking into Dick Silk.
Dick Silk?
Also running a check on you. They're pretty standard for when a crime is reported that doesn't quite add up.
Muncie, I'm gonna have to ask you to lay low, man. Get yourself a hotel room somewhere and get yourself a burner phone, pay cash for it. Really? You got 2 police departments thinking that you're fucking nuts right now. They are gonna pin all this shit on you and anything else that happened in that town that night.
Can't just sit here doing nothing.
Okay, but as your lawyer, trying to fix this yourself would be a mistake.
I was actually wondering if Mark is in.
Mark Simon? Mark's the owner.
I see. I was just wondering if Mark was out in the Poconos this week, or maybe he hasn't gone out there yet.
I'm afraid I wouldn't have that information. I told Mark to get his sons to start playing.
He didn't go for it?
Well, separation and everything. Not sure how much control he'll have, which is fine. But now she's asking for full-time custody, so...
like you got your window down, you're in a neighborhood like it is looking. Lord, okay.
Who are you?
I think I met your husband, Mark Simon. There was an intrusion at his place. I was staying next door, and I went over to get help. And then I saw him. Hurt. Is this his handwriting? Does he wear a big watch, black? I think it's called a G-Shock. I just know that whoever hurt him, they're after me too, and I need to be able to explain to the cops who they are.
You haven't told the cops yet?
I have. I'm worried about how it looks.
He's an asshole. Which I think you already know. And I'm not with him anymore. And anyway.
Agent Quiñones, FBI. You got a few minutes to talk?
About what?
Incident at your Poconos rental? Or next door, I should say.
Do you know why the guy was there?
Do you?
That's what I was trying to find out.
Did you ever read Brother 14's newsletter? It's fucking brilliant. Top dog white nationalist writer in the country. And you got to meet him face to face. That's him.
He's a cancerous fucking tumor on the brainstem of the country.
Hey, folks could look at that and say, hey, maybe Muncie Daniels decided to take this fucker out.
Maybe the FBI did too, and they needed someone to...
Black man finds himself alone in the woods with a massively popular identitarian influencer.
I don't like oppression, but I'm not going to chop it into little pieces.
Hello.
Look, if you did this, it's got nothing to do with my case. But if you didn't, maybe we can help each other out.
You're on TV, right?
Sometimes. How'd you find me?
Remember? You're famous. Would your family know?
I can help. Call me. Please.
What's going on?
You didn't get my message?
No.
Someone's threatening you. We need to go.
Yes,
For real?
get up,
Yeah,
boy.
for real. I need you in the car, now.
Yeah. Check this out.
Who posted it?
Anonymous board.
Have you seen Laura Jennings online?
No, but if she's saying she believes
I'm
you.
telling you, she's fucking nuts.
I'm talking about the 12th floor offices of innocuous-looking towers where power-hungry men stick their metaphorical meat sticks into our ever-vulnerable head holes.
She's fucking nuts. But you should call her.
You've reached Laura Jennings. Leave your name, number, and a message, and I'll return your call. You've reached Laura Jennings.
Journalist Laura Jennings was hospitalized earlier this morning with an apparent heart attack in a Philadelphia hotel room.
Oh my God.
Jennings has received national attention in recent months due to her firebrands.
Makes you want to go to the gym.
I-95 South Delaware Expressway. Also, an accident near Westchester.
Yo, Pops.
Yeah.
Hey, you can grab my Switch controller from the car.
They're one step ahead of you. All right, you guys, I enjoyed this first episode. I definitely hooked. I like how this opener of the scene showcased him needing some help, and it kind of lets you know that we're kind of really in for a ride with this character. Now, Coleman's character is named Muncie. It looks like he has a background in working in TV. It looks like he does a lot of news anchoring. I think with CNN. And then we also get to see, of course, a little bit of his life. We see in a situation where, has a wife, but kind of strained there. He has a son. You also see when he's at work and he's filling in for another reporter, you're dealing with a situation with a guest where certain things come up in conversation where being that he, somebody who is a public figure can bring forth, certain things that can be, say, for instance, somebody's working in a nonprofit because it's like his guest works for a nonprofit organization, and she's showcasing or discussing throughout that particular episode when he's introducing her to discuss the book that looks like certain individuals, certain individuals of his hue. Have these opportunities to be a little bit more involved in certain areas, be a community or whatever and all that, and not, of course, doing things that other individuals think they should be doing a little bit more and bring more forth attention, that can, open up doors, do other things. And you can tell, within the interview when it showed a little bit of an excerpt of it, that, they didn't particularly care for that, but in the end, him making his little statement about it, not just him, others can use and all that, and not assuming it should be him or whichever, or that in that particular instance, I'm paraphrasing a little bit. We also see another character, and I'm actually excited, is Dion Cole. It looks like he plays an attorney. He's, his right-hand man. You can see they have a relationship, a history, so he always has his back. So it looks like he's working on some new work, and I think it's a book. So it shows him, of course, going somewhere, staying at a rental over in the Poconos. And in the midst of that, he does run into a gentleman who's at another actual rental that's not too far from him, and they kind of have a moment where he's like, his name, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is Mark Simon. I recognize the actor. I can't remember his full name. I've seen him in some shows, one of them being Supernatural. Love that. And he's like, he makes a statement to him. He's like, oh, I know you. Are you on TV? He's like, sometimes. And he's like, he's like, oh, you got a lot of opinions. And that's a key thing right there. Just kind of going to throw that part out, that little statement that he says. He's like, oh, he's like, well, I'm fully stocked. If you need anything and you need help, just let me know. Keeping a window open. So nothing, anything of it's a nice gesture and all that. And you see him out doing his run, Muncie. So it shows him having a moment where he's probably, kind of putting some things together and all that, cooking himself food, and he loses power. He goes to ask for some assistance. At first, he's just like, the guy's not answering him, whatever. But then goes to the sauna and he finds a man's body chopped up. Now I'm gonna tell you, you come out and you look around, you see these two men, fully all black, face mask, everything, and he has to run. Now I like how they set up also, and I need to note this. You see the opening of, just kind of every day, like getting ready to go to work, whatever. He definitely stays in shape. He does his run. He also does karate. I don't know if it was taekwondo. I'm not sure. Somebody can correct me if not the case. I'm not sure which one, but let's just say that he definitely can take care of himself. When you see him running from, these two gentlemen, he does eventually fall in some sort of swamp. He kind of hides, but then he does get into a scuffle with one of them and stabs him. One thing I do not like is that he left one of the weapons. He definitely got into something where he got his leg hurt and lost his, lost the watch. Now, with that being said, he goes to the authorities. The authorities don't know how to take it because he shows up at some restaurant. People just staring at him. He looks just disheveled, dirty and all that. But they do take him back, and they're thinking, okay, this can all be in your head. You do right for a living, this and that and all that. And understandably so to an extent, with him, a little arrogance at times and all, but not surprising. But he does at least do what he needs to do to at least let them know if something happened here. I know what I saw. They showed the guy's place, then also take him to his place. You see the car's been kind of gashed, with the tire. But then the person who's helping him get a new tire finds a tracker. Like, oh, your wife's, keep tabs. And he's like, oh, this is this. And he lets him know so he can have it removed. So that sets up certain things that definitely you're being watched, you're probably being followed, or when you leave, you're going to be followed. And you see things start happening. He gets back to his place, and I like how an instance before that where he left the picture turned us away of his wife and his son in this picture, and he comes back and he finds it's been turned. You see what looks like to be another entrance to his place has been, broken into. So he's reaching out to his, attorney and all that to get certain things kind of checked. Another cop comes in there, oh, we found some, certain things like weed or whatever and all that. So, if you just, it's all in your head, whatever and all that. Like, just do your damn job and write a report. You can feel like you want what and all, but it's like somebody broke into my home. Someone's put a tracker on my car, certain things, I was, hurt, assault and all that, but things are really not adding up because they have no body to prove. You said you found a man. It was nicely, the song was cleaned up. So it's like, his word against, this story you've told multiple authorities now. And then you have this individual who's the FBI who shows up. I know the actor, forgot his name, or I post his picture and all that. But needless to say, I like how eventually he doesn't know who this individual is, and he's trying to get some information, and he comes across that what looks like to be his wife, and there are two boys. She's coming home because he finds a card in the card. But let's just say that first she doesn't know how to take it, about him showing up at her home and all that. He gives her information. Some guy shows up, whatever. He's getting looks and all that. Stand outside, like you parked in the car right outside somebody's home, whatever. And you're a brother. Let's just be real. I'm sorry. That's something you should not be doing because I don't care. You really wish it could just be where you can do that, but no. In these times, no. I will say eventually he does leave and he does go to the place where I'm assuming they show where he thinks he works and all that, whatever, is throwing his name out there and getting a little bit of information when he found out about the wife. And I like how he's just kind of listening, and taking all the information in. But I will say this, be careful with it. If somebody was trying to track you, somebody can still be following him, and he's not being very proactive, being slightly naive. When you see somebody shows up at the hospital where you're told by the person who you met that you need your leg run and they're asking you questions, do you know this guy? Now, let's just get to the part where I thought was interesting when he does speak with an FBI person and he makes the comment about him, you know, knowing about your, fellow neighbor in the other adjoining area of the rental named Mark Simon. He actually was a part of some from this group called the Forge. And then, for me, it starts to click because I'm just like, okay, now you get a little more information. Now people want to know, are you aware? There's so many narratives that they're coming out, thinking, you might have had some comments about him, or comments about certain things. And certain things do come up in this conversation between him and this FBI agent. You had this stuff will be about, he said, I can be about this, I can be about that, whatever. I'm not going around chopping up bodies. And I like how he just said it, like, let's not, but even though their back, says what he says, but it is true. And secondly, people are going to start putting this, certain things, together and all that in regards to you being there, he's there, isolated area, things that happen. Yeah, they'd love to throw it on you, but of course, being that there's no body and all that, they're trying to cover it up. I didn't even realize he was out there at the, other rental. But showing up, asking him, does he know this guy? Do you know about, their brotherhood? And then talking about, does your family know? And he has to go get his wife and his son. And then you stay in a hotel not realizing somebody could have been watching you. They don't have to be close by with the vehicle. People can tailgate somebody and not be that close. And that's where I feel like he's being rather naive. And I think at the end of the episode, when you see some actual other news or someone from some sort of, news or podcaster comes up to him and saying, I believe you, this, please call me. And then you see him going somewhere to go and get something and sees the news saying that she's now hospitalized. She's, dealt with a situation, clearly if it wasn't of her own making, and him trying to reach out to her to talk to her because he was giving advice, just reach out to see what she has to say, you're being followed. And then you see the scene of him coming out, and there's some gentleman standing up against some black SUV, which is not conspicuous at all. And then eventually his son asks him something, he goes and he looks and he turns around and you see the guys in his car. And I'm hoping he got the plates, which I wish he would get those plates and find someone he can get this information from. But then they leave a little something in his car. It looks like, bloodied up, part of his watch with his initials on it. So I'm gonna tell you, this particular whole series is gonna be really interesting. Probably fast paced from beginning to end. I'm fully invested. I'm really looking forward to seeing the next episode, and I'm hoping as time goes on, Muncie really starts to realize that you gotta be because they're one step ahead of you. So that means now they knew your wife was, your son was, you are being followed. So he has to get a little bit more smarter. And I feel like in certain aspects of like he's very smart. So in this instance, even though it's something he's not used to, he's gonna have to. So with that said, you guys, so comment below. Let me know what you all think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.